you so much. Hello, good morning. Patience pays off. So it's good that we are having this informal meeting here in Toledo. It's a good opportunity to talk more openly and freely about the upcoming political season. And my point, probably that I will propose to the colleagues, would be about war in Ukraine. That we should drop the phrase of supporting Ukraine for as long as it takes, because I don't think that it is sufficient anymore, and have to be open about what is our goal in Ukraine. And we have to be very specific that we have to be with Ukraine until Ukrainian victory. Because if we're unable to say this, that means that we have other options in our minds, and the only other option is Putin's victory. And I think that nobody in the room, which we're going just to be in a couple of moments, wants to see Putin winning. Because Putin's victory spells a disaster for Europe, not just for my country, but for other countries' eastern flank, for the Black Sea, which would become, in principle, a Russian-controlled sea. So if we're expecting the deals that are breaking off for grain transit to be just an effect of the war, that would be a new reality for the whole world. So we have to be specific, we have to plan for Ukrainian victory and deliver what is needed for Ukraine to achieve that victory, so that they would know that we have their back when they're fighting, they're in the front for our security and their freedom.
Minister, so what would that mean in concrete terms? What is not being done at the moment that should be done if the European Union is truly committed to a Ukrainian victory?
Well, first of all, stop complaining about their achievements in the battlefield and committing to what is needed. If they say that they need long-range missiles, we need to deliver long-range missiles. If they say that they need more armored vehicles, we need to deliver more armored vehicles. And we need, victory is a difficult process. It's definitely a difficult process. It's a multi-staged, multi-operational, multi-field, meaning it's air, sea, naval. Some of the things that we are able to deliver, maybe there would be some things that are not possible to deliver because of the practical issues, but still, if we're planning for the end goal, this should be the way forward.
But what does victory mean in real terms? How do we
A strategic.
know it's achieved?
I can spell out my position. I mean, that not necessarily is the universal, but there is probably the victory would be easiest defined as a strategic breakthrough for Ukraine in the battlefield. So that could be defined as in a stage of war, that could be a tactical breakthrough, but it provides a strategic aftermath afterwards. Breaking through to Azov Sea. Controlling the supply routes into Ukraine. These sort of things would basically, they change the theater of the war in Ukraine. And they are within reach. And they've been within reach. Now the problem is that Russians are bunkered in. They were given ample time to dig in, build barricades. 3 defense lines are built in Ukraine. So Ukrainians are now, as we speak, they're breaking through the first one, but there's still 2 more to go. And that requires a lot of commitment from our side. And I feel that there is a wariness, there is, some countries might feel tired and exhausted because, the public is, pressing, and it's all understandable. But we have to be very clear as to what does it entail if we don't support Ukraine till victory. Then we are actually waiting for Putin. Because Putin, if the war would be frozen now, Putin still can declare victory. And we can spin it all the way we want, but he can still declare victory. Yes, not strategic. Yes, he did not take Kiev, but he can still do that. Do we want to live in this reality? What it would mean for my country, what it would mean for Romania, what it would mean for others in the Black Sea region, in the Baltic region, and elsewhere. I'm very boring.
Why are you not convincing? Why is it not happening?
You're absolutely right. I'm not here, to suggest something groundbreaking, but to remind that the goals have not changed. Probably I was standing here, well, not here, but with you, 1.5 years ago, and I think I probably said similar things. We have to plan for the victory. We need to get there. But what we're feeling now, that it's a bit, calming down. that we might start thinking about this new reality that is forming. This new reality is horrible. This would be horrible. And we cannot allow this to happen.
Just recently, President Zelensky spoke about negotiations again and also about Crimea. What is your take on that? Why did he do it? What is the intention?
I think that they probably laying out some tactical plans. We've heard that for quite a while, that, for example, it is possible to, with military means, to control the peninsula of Crimea in order to set the status for, for future return to Ukraine, meaning that it might be not necessarily needed to invade. If you have long-range missiles, you can control the supply routes into Crimea and basically, keep it under the Ukrainian umbrella, so to say. So maybe that is the thinking, inside thinking of people who would make decisions in Ukraine. That would be my guess.
Minister, do you understand the German reluctance when it comes to the delivery of Taurus missiles to Ukraine?
We've been there. We've been there. Look, what I'm trying to convince is that it is useful to in my capacity, I cannot reach German voters. They do not vote for me, but in my capacity to explain this new reality that would form. That it's not just about that we are tired. It's not about that this counteroffensive. This is not a passage in European history. This is a new chapter that is being written. This is a similar chapter that was written when the Berlin Wall fell, when we've entered a period of peace in European continent. Now we're entering a period of war. And it's very much on us as well how this chapter will end. More security and prosperity in continent or less?
Earlier you said that Ukraine is making progress on the counter.
Yes.
Can you go a little bit more into detail? What do you see?
Well, probably as much as you, from most of the public sources, from Ukrainian sources, we see that there is a progress. We can measure that, and we trust that it is that is correct. And I mean, we can measure the progress that they are cutting through the very heavy defenses of Russian defenses. Gives us hope that they can be successful, but imagine that it costs lives, it costs equipment, and there is no other way around it. You cannot achieve victory, just by goodwill and just stream through. It does not happen. It's a very difficult war, and when we're saying that it's a war like that, it has not been seen, since the Second World War. It is true. But when we read the books of Second World War, what we have seen, how many lives have been lost. So I think that where we are currently is not necessarily enough, and we need to recommit ourselves. That would be my hope, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.